What's up, guys? So I made it 40 days without slipping up, and I am trying to give myself a lot of grace for that because this was a huge stride in the right direction for me. Unfortunately, I did have a slip up, but I learned from it, and I know exactly kind of what happened. I was exposing myself to too many different triggers all at once, and I wasn't really quite ready to handle that yet. And sometimes it can be hard with this stuff because you feel like you've kind of overcome it, but then suddenly you're met with something you weren't anticipating, and you start. It's like, anytime you recover from anything, sometimes there's going to be moments where, like, you might have a little bit of a setback. But one important thing I'm trying to remember here is that this does not undo the progress at all. And I actually made it longer than I have in a very long time this time around. I also am on track for where I want to be, like as far as like just making improvements for the year, and I'm actually making like a lot of improvement here because I'm so far, I kind of keep a record of these things for myself to see kind of where my growth is, and so far I'm doing much better this year than I have in years past recently. So basically I want to just get right back on track, not allow this to mess me up here. But sometimes in these moments it can be really hard not to beat yourself up, and I'm definitely like experiencing a little bit of hardship with beating myself up here, but nothing is ever linear with this stuff. You don't just like decide you're done with something and then even if you like are making all the right decisions and you're doing everything correctly, there's still going to be a moment once in a while that you have where something doesn't really go according to the plan. But I've been keeping up with my journaling and meditation daily, and that's been very helpful throughout this process. I'm going to keep doing all of those things and keep doing the things that have been working for me. And I also have been, I still have my accountability partner, and that's been a big help as well. Basically, the past few days, I got a little too caught up in social media, and I started to kind of feel like I was getting in my own head a lot. I was having trouble like focusing as much, and basically what happened was, I started to say, well, maybe I don't need to be on the hard mode for this. And the reason behind that I was thinking in my head was that I was starting to feel just like very uncomfortable, like I was feeling like I couldn't sleep very well and stuff. So that was kind of how it started. Like, I decided to go off hard mode for one day, and didn't really indulge in much, but I did once. And then the next day, which was today, the cravings and everything got a lot worse. I wouldn't say they were like that bad, but then when I started going on social media a bunch, it started to get worse, and I started to kind of like get in my head a little bit about everything, and yeah, it just kind of happened. And then I felt really bad afterwards and was really beating myself up at first. But the thing about it is, it's not just magically, like I said, just gonna be like, all right, I'm doing all the right things, everything's completely fixed now. That's never how anything works. But by and large, like, I did fix the issue for a very long time because I made it 40 days where I was completely issue free with it. Everything was going well. So I'm just trying to remember that I saw that it can work easily and that I can do it. So that means that I can do it again, and I can do it even better this time now that I've learned from this experience. So I'm not gonna let this get me down. Just remember, this is all a learning process. It's always, every time that something like this happens, the point is not to start feeling bad about yourself. The point is to say, look inward at your feelings and say, well, what was the feeling that I had before this happened, and why was I feeling this? Was I nurturing that feeling, and was I being my own best friend and kind of giving myself positive reinforcement, or was I ignoring it or trying to suppress it? And usually if it's the second one, that's when these things kind of tend to sneak up a little bit. So anyways, not the video I hoped I'd be making today, but I just always want to be honest with you guys and tell you how it is, because otherwise what would be the point of this, But I'll update again soon. This week I'm officially kind of getting my voice checked out, because I've been having that laryngitis issue. But I'm looking forward to kind of finally getting some answers for that, and hopefully going in the right direction with vocal recovery. So anyway, hope you guys are doing well. That's all for today.